Hi everyone, long time no see, no speak, but I decided I needed to film the kind of like a sequel to this video because it's very popular on my channel right now. It's the most watched video on how I did this Fabric Dori with the notebooks, and I kind of used this as a sketchbook. I started sketching just a couple of weeks ago, and this baby is pretty full by now, and I'm almost running out of pages to fill. And I just wanted to share with you how I have used this, how it changed my life completely. Well, not completely, but you know, it's been pretty fun, and I just wanted to share with you what I found for myself. And I have also an announcement. I'm hosting Perfectly Imperfect Sketching Challenge on my Instagram account. So if you are on Instagram, I will leave below this video my information so you can come and check it out. Also visit my website so you can subscribe to get all of the prompts for this challenge into your inbox. So without further ado, let's dive in and let's see what I have done in this Fodori. Okay, so the first thing you will see is my first sketch, and I'm so nervous to show it to you because nobody saw it yet, well, except my husband and my best friend, I think, or not even her, I think. Well, my toddler saw it too, and he thinks that mommy can draw pretty stuff, but you know, he is 2.5, so he's probably very biased. So this is my first sketch, and not this thing, because these booklets, I have to tell you, these booklets came with a magazine that I have bought, and they were like for free, and I have used them to sketch because they're they take watercolors very great, and that's why I'm using them. And also they're very cool. I really love them. They kind of have a lot of stuff already in them, like, you know, the sun and this bird. So this is why I've started sketching in them, because they were already kind of like pre-sketched, and it wasn't so scary to start, you know, with the blank page and all. So yes, this is my first sketch. This is very bad, I know, but I learned to accept my imperfection through sketching, and I will explain it to you. So you know how you kind of have to practice, you know, you have to practice to get better, and this is how I practice. This is how, you know, where I, you know, practice being imperfect, and I'm getting better at accepting my imperfection. So this is the first drawing, and I added this one later. Life begins at the end of your comfort zone, and this was definitely the end of my comfort zone. I wasn't a sketcher before. I was kind of dabbling in this field, but never like took it serious, never followed any lessons and stuff like that. But my husband did get me some books on sketching from Danny Gregory, and that's Art Before Breakfast and An Illustrated Life, and they're pretty good. I totally recommend them. I will link them below, so if you want to, you can get them and, you know, start sketching yourself, or making any art for that matter. So without further ado, we will just move on. So this was my first drawing. The next one, so this is Richard's stroller, and I did this when I was in IKEA. It was a very fast sketch, and you know, was really like sketching on the go, and I sketched it and I colored it when I when I was home. So these is sketching from my son. He's 2.5, and you know, he's wildly creative. I think he's talented. But this one, we went to a park, and this bee stood there in the middle of the sand, and kids could crawl in this part and in this part, and they could like mountain climb on this on the back of it, and it was a bee. I didn't know why it was a bee, you know. There was no like explanation to it. There was just a giant bee in the middle of the park. So I thought it was very peculiar, and I kind of sketched it. And again, drawings of my son, and I also use my sketchbook as a, you know, note taking on the go. And I kind of I was talking to the school teacher, and I gave my son the pen I was using to jot down some info, and he was playing around with it. And I love my sketchbooks also because of that. So you know, it's kind of like an instant thing that you can give to your kid, and he would be like drawing in it, and you know, keep himself busy with that. And again, the drawing of my son. And this is a little toy my son is holding here in this picture. And yes, it's not very pretty, but you know, I'm really a little bit anxious when it comes to drawing people, because I kind of I think I know I kind of suck at it. But you know, this is a very beautiful picture of my son, because later on, when I can draw him perfectly, I will look at this picture and I would see, you know, the way that I have come along. You know, I will see the progress that I have made. And this is a little pool that my son was playing in, and it was a very hot day, and we were on our back porch, and he was playing there with his little car that I sketched. And you know, this was really like a very hot, a very cool day. And again, you know, I was testing my my brush, and my son was playing in it. And these two, I was kind of looking around on YouTube, and I kind of, you know, draw along with some I can't remember her name. Well, it was a lesson on YouTube, and I was kind of drawing along with them. And these are supposed to be like crystals, and it's a bear. And you know, this is how I saw it and I drew it. This is my favorite tea. I just love it. It's Delicate Mint from Lipton, and I kind of can't get enough of it. It's kind of really addictive. You should try it. And this day we were with my son and my friend in IKEA. And I really love IKEA because, you know, you can go there with your kid, and your kid can have fun, and you kind of like, well, for me it's a place, you know, to relax and just look around, find some new ideas, inspiration for my home. So I kind of have this really maddening obsession with IKEA. And my son loves it there too, so it's kind of like 2 for 1. And we got some ice cream cones, and you know, these are like these coins that you have to put in the machine, you know, to get the ice cream. It's not real money, it's just the coins that you get there. And this is like you know, I kind of was practicing perspective, and I drew a mirror that I have. It's also from IKEA. And in here I saw this beautiful girl on Pinterest, I think, and I just drew her from somebody else's picture. So this is somebody else's art that I drew, so I sketched from a picture. So it's not me, I haven't drawn myself. And this is just a beautiful little panda, because my son is obsessed with pandas, and I tried to make a cartoon version of my son eating an ice cream. And this is a picture from our dining table, and we have like 3 candles, and this is kind of like, this was an exercise in, you know, I tried to draw these candles as perfectly as I could, and the rest was just, you know, you know, there, and I sketched it, but it's not, the exercise was about the candles. Okay, so this one you can find on my Instagram account, and this one and this one. I already shared them, but if you haven't seen them, you can look at them up close on my Instagram account. It's just, you know, it's my watercolor set that I have used until, I think, until this sketching book. I think in the next one, well, mid next one, I will use another one, and this is the watercolor palette that I'm using now. And I started with this one, and this is just, you know, a really cheap version of this one, but you know, I recommend, if you start using some kind of, you know, some kind of medium like watercolors, or I don't know, like you know, crayons, or pencils, colored pencils, you should like go for the cheapest first and just try to mess around with it, you know, play with it, and you know, just try to mimic those effects that you know, they kind of show on YouTube, you know, mixing the colors and trying stuff, and because it's cheap, you know, you're kind of like thinking that, you know, it's okay to mess around with it, you know, if it kind of like, if I mess something up, this won't be a big deal, you know, if I this one broke really easily. But I kind of love it because it kind of made me fall in love with watercolors in the first place. And once I switched to this one, I was blown away by the colors, by the pigment, by, I'm sorry, it's my picture that kind of fell over, by the colors, by the pigment, by, you know, just how vibrant the colors are on paper. And these seem a little bit dull because the colors are, well, you cannot see it as much on the screen, but you know, these colors are just a tiny bit duller than these. You can see if I do like this. So these are, you know, I tried to mix some colors up in here, and these are the colors that I mixed up in here, and you can see just from the mixing that these are very much duller than this. So, but I recommend starting really cheap. This way it won't be a big deal if you don't like it. It won't be a big deal if it doesn't work out, and you just, you know, you can mess around, play with it. This was just, you know, coffee, my coffee and telephone, and just, you know, I try to, you know, I love coffee, I do love coffee, I'm a coffee junkie. And then another cup that I have that I wanted to portray here, because, you know, I kind of have this theory that you know, cups break really easily with me, you know, I'm kind of clumsy, and I usually, you know, these are one of a kind, so I bought them at some fancy store. This and this one, it's called Maison du Monde, and I paid like $10 for each. And if they break, you know, I won't have them anymore, but I will have a picture of them in my sketchbook. And I think it's better than just taking a picture, you know, like, if I would take a picture from my cup, it would be like, you know, something that I would like, you know, never look at it again. But this, you know, every time I kind of, you know, I show my sketchbook to somebody, and you know, I peruse through it myself, I see those and I'm like, yeah, I have them, they're pretty cool, you know. As you know, with this one, this is my favorite one, because, you know, there's just, you know, like half of a liter, you know, 500 milligrams of coffee go into that baby, and I kind of, it's a lot of coffee in once, and I'm happy with it. So this is a second booklet that I have in here. I have 3 of them, and these 3 are already filled. And this is the second one. And it took me, I must say, it took me like a week or so. I think it's something more than a week to fill up this one. And you know, they kind of go really fast because I usually draw not one, like 2, 3 sketches a day, because I kind of, you know, I really love it, and it made me, you know, really, like, I must say, like, calmer and more peaceful, because it's kind of like a meditation. When you look at it, you kind of like have to sit down and observe, and you know, get quiet, and just, you know, quiet down all the noise in your head, in your being, just, you know, being there, you know, just drawing, just, you know, observing. And this is what I like about I'm sorry, I started a lot. This is what I love about sketching, you know, because it makes me calmer, it makes me more creative and productive. And I started a lot of projects that I had in my mind. I just started doing them, and I made my son's room a really pretty place. So it's kind of like it made me do stuff that I had in my mind for a long time, and I couldn't like get started. With sketching, it's kind of like, you know, going really fast. I'm moving through all those projects that I had in my mind. So here's a quote: difficult roads often lead to beautiful destinations. And that's so true, you know. If you think drawing is difficult or sketching is difficult, if you think that you cannot do it, you know, just start doing it and see what it takes you, you know. Maybe you really are, you know, not good at it. Maybe you won't be, you know, maybe it won't get better, you know, maybe you just think. But I think if you have 2 hands, if you have, like, you know, if you have stuff that you really like and that you really want to draw, I think it will work out. I think, I really believe it. And here I have a little owl, and it says pluophile, a lover of rain, someone who finds joy and peace of mind during the rainy day. And that's who I am not. But I know people that are, so kind of it's a pretty owl who loves rain. This is my breakfast, and you know, if you have read Art Before Breakfast from Danny Gregory, you know, he's encouraging you to do some art before breakfast. You know, before your breakfast gets eaten, you should draw it. And this is what I've done here. Then this is a little piece of my son's blanket, and I drew it when I was sitting on a tram, waiting for it to, to start going, and I was drawing really fast. And once I was home, I colored it, and this is what it, this is what came of it. And I always I try to journal also in my sketchbook, so I can, so I can place this in the day, like what was happening, why did I drew it here, stuff like that. This is again my breakfast, and I drew the seesaw that we had at that moment. And this is just a practice. Again, I'm trying to draw my son as a character, and I'm not really succeeding at this moment, but this was kind of a practice. And yes, this happens a lot because he's 2.5, and no, it's his, no is his favorite word, and just, yes, this happens a lot. And this is he on his tricycle. This day he moved like a couple of inches, because, riding a bicycle, even a tricycle, is a big thing for a 2-year-old. Then I have a quote here: darkest moments are there and probably will be, but they make the light moments so much brighter, and all of them shape who we are. Our job is to choose light every day. I thought it was appropriate for that day. I don't know exactly what was going on there, but you know, we're having like discussions with my friend, I think, and this is what I took from it. And these are the roses that my husband gave to me. Oh, and these are the Saki fortune cookies because the fortune in them was really written badly. I mean, to live in fear is not to live at all, or this must be wonderful, I don't understand it at all, or the more things change, the more they stay insane. Really, this is the fortune that I got from the fortune cookies. Sooner or later, the worst possible set of circumstances is bound to occur. And the last one, there are people so addicted to exaggeration that they can't tell the truth without lying. This one actually is true. I know a couple of people who are like that, but you know, besides that, the trip to the Chinese store was wonderful. I was with my girlfriend, she was with her son, and I was with mine, and we had a wonderful day. We bought some fortune cookies and fresh coconuts, and besides the fortune being sake, you know, we had a wonderful day back then. This is our living room. It's a view from the couch to the these are our windows, and all of the stuff, all of the Richard's toys are here, but not at this moment because everything moved to his own room. His room is now age appropriate. I made it this way, you know. And then this was kind of like a walk through our day. We first got coffee, then we were, I think, visited some stores where I bought some pens and some washi tape and some notebooks, and then we went for some coffee and some salmon with fries. And those are Richard's cookies that I drew. Again, some of the stuff that I needed to do for Craft Made Simple, I just written it down here because I have this booklet like a lot of the times with me, so this is really handy to write everything down, you know, and it won't get lost anywhere. Wild Fit, it's a kind of diet, you should check it out. It's really cool, really healthy. Then bowl of soup that I sketched. I really like how it turned out, although it's not really, you know, like correctly placed and spaced, and it's not really correctly drawn. I really love it because I kind of like, if you know, I want to have this bowl of soup right now. This is kind of like, it was really good and I enjoyed it, and I enjoyed drawing it. It's, you know, a bowl of soup. This one, it's a little booklet. You know, I think this one and this one are also on my Instagram. This is a book from you know, for my son Richard. He's starting, you know, he's being potty trained right now, and you know, with this book helped us a lot. Then I drew, this is a windowsill on in our kitchen. So this is a watermelon. If it doesn't look like a watermelon, it's a watermelon. And I have drawn it. Then, you know, these are the pieces of this watermelon. This is drawn on the same day. Then I drawn some feathers because I love feathers, because who doesn't love feathers? Feathers are just fantastic. Then my favorite kind of pesto is pesto rosso, and I drew also some and this is the kindergarten mascot from the school that my boy will go to. And this is a box of Kleenex that's very badly drawn, but I love it nonetheless. It's really perfectly imperfect, as I say. And at some day when I can draw it really perfectly, I could, you know, like look at this one and say, whoa, you know, this is the way that I have gone through. This is where I come from, and this is where I'm at right now. And this is the third booklet that I have sketched at. And this is a plant, believe it or not. I don't know if you can see it or not, but this is a plant that has gotten a second chance. We bought it at the store, and it was heavily sprayed with some kind of paint, and it could glow in the dark, but we could see that the plant underneath was suffering a lot, and at some point all of the leaves started falling off, and you know, I thought he was going to die, but he didn't. And I replanted him, and he's now very happy and alive and thriving, and the paint is gone. So I really love him, or her, I don't know. So this again is where I written down some information. This is a sketch I never, well, I kind of, you know, started sketching like a while back, and it's in February 2016. And I kind of didn't bother to color it in, and these two are from the same period, I think. This is Richard in our bathroom, having a bath, but I didn't colored it in. And this is one of his toys. It kind of shows the time, the day of the week, and the date and the day of the week, and what kind of weather it's outside. And this is one of my favorites. These were mushrooms that I found on our walk in the park, and they were kind of like, you know, those first signs of the fall. I really love it. It was 11 September, and it's kind of like, it was like not a chilly day, but you know, getting there, and it's still really hot outside, you know, for September it's kind of really hot, but you know, these kind of you know, signs are there that the fall is approaching. And I also written a couple of words to you know, to commemorate this moment. And this is a rose, and I'm you know, I still am very bad at drawing roses, but this one came out pretty good, I think, you know, for the first attempt at drawing a rose after a while. And here I wanted to practice poses, and it ended up getting like a rag doll, you know, but it's kind of supposed to be a little toddler that's crawling and sitting and, you know, waving his arms in the air. But you know, this is how you practice. And this is a picture that I have hang on the wall in my craft room, you know, where I'm filming right now. And it says in this is in Dutch: hobby's zijn niet nuttig, maar nuttig. And this kind of says, like, you know, hobbies are, you know, very useful and not at all you know, unuseful, I don't know. And this is a coffee pot that I really love. Yeah, it's also from IKEA, you know, love IKEA. And this is a leaf, and this was kind of like a practice on YouTube. Also, I found a good teacher, and I was practicing together with her on coloring a leaf, and I really loved the way it came out. It was, you know, this is just the way I would see it in nature. I think it's not perfect at all. It's kind of crumbled up, and there's something like a dark spot here, and it would be just like that in the real you know, in the real world, not picture perfect ones that you see, you know, usually see in sketchbooks by some artists. And this is again my son that was sketching and I wanted to make here a beautiful sketch of something I didn't know what anymore, but it didn't work out because my son started sketching in it, so we kind of had a collaboration moment where I said that I'm not messy, I'm creatively organized, and that's true. I'm not messy, I'm creatively organized, and my son Richard is always helping me with that one. This is Richard's bottle, and you know, the sign that he's also, you know, all grown up right now. You know, I feel, you know, like he's growing up really fast, because he doesn't need his bottle anymore, he doesn't want it, he's not drinking milk as he's supposed to, he's just, you know, this is not for me anymore. And so I just wanted to you know, draw his bottle, because this is like you know, to commemorate this moment. I have drawn his bottle, and this is my orchid, and I love orchids. I have like 7 of them, I think, or 8, and this is just one of them, and they all bloom at several moments of the year. So, and it's always a surprise, so it's kind of like a little gift from the orchids to me, you know, a little gift of beauty. This is really, I really love when they bloom, and that's why I wanted to draw it. This is a very bad device. It's called Z Cycle, and it's kind of like a thing, a pedometer, but also with a watch, and it also kind of is like a smartwatch, but it's kind of not. So I don't know, I bought it and then I returned it as soon as possible, because the thing just didn't work as I, you know, expected it to work. Maybe it's good for somebody, but it's not good for me. So I kind of returned it to the store, and I will never, you know, I will never see it again. But you know, I have drawn it when it was charging, because I couldn't use it before it was fully charged, and after 2 hours of charging I could set it up, and I've set it up, and it wasn't working the way it's supposed to, you know, the way I thought it should work. So I kind of, you know, out of sight, out of mind, I got my money back, and you know, all ends well in this scenario. This is a little tricycle. When Richard, you know, we found it, so we have like a basement area underneath our apartment, where we stash some of the things that Richard isn't using, or I think or he's too big for, or he's too small for. You know, people also always give gifts, and we kind of stash it there until the moment, like, you know, like this, like we were there and we found it, and Richard was so happy, and he was riding it, and he was really, you know, out of his mind happy, you know, about this little tricycle. So I wanted to draw it. And then a little succulent page, because, you know, every artist needs to have a succulent page. A page full of cacti and succulents. Then again, I'm determined to draw this coffee mug, right? But it always comes out weird for some reason, because I really love it. I think I cannot capture it in a great way, you know. So you kind of like always get this weird looking thing that's really always crooked and misshapen and not proportionate at all. But you know, I swear I really love this mug, and someday I will capture it, and I will be very glad that I have practiced, and I have, you know, now I have a video of it in my life, so it's cool. This is a packet of biscuits. So whenever I kind of like get in a rut, or I don't know what to draw, I kind of draw several stuff, and then at some point I will color it, maybe not the same day, but you know, day after, and or something, and then I will choose my favorite, and then I put it on Instagram. But this and this didn't make it, so you are watching it now. But I kind of think that sketch isn't really, you know, Instagram worthy, so it stays here. But now it's on a video. This is kind of like a croissant, but you know, with cream filling inside. It's really good. And this is a latte. And I love this croissant, a latte, you know, to make a silly joke. But this is really, you know, a moment that we had with my best friend. We kind of got away from the husbands and the kids, and we kind of, you know, had our little moment in a cafe. And there was also a yard sale in the neighborhood, so we visited that, and it was just a really calm, really chill day with just the two of us. It was really great. And this is a lazy Sunday sketch, so it's kind of like my lazy Sunday means to me books, and again coffee, again the mug. Yes, it's now famous and infamous, but still misshapen and weird. We will get it someday. And here's you know, to fall's adventures and gifts. And we went to the park, and I gathered a lot of stuff, you know, to draw and kind of to play around with. And this is what I got. And it's kind of, you know, it's really inspiring. And you know, fall is approaching, although it's not, you know, temperature wise. And this is the last page in this booklet, and this is just a lady. I don't know if you can see this, but I was in the library, and this lady was like crouching down to pick up a book, and I just wanted, you know, I did a really fast sketch of her, because I'm terrified to draw humans, people. They're just are not working out, you know, properly on paper, you know, when I draw them. So I did a fast sketch, you know. It was kind of like, you know, let's get over it, you know, let's get over the fear. But still, it's not quite good yet, but you know, I think if you just practice, it will, someday it will work out, and someday it will be very beautiful. And then this booklet I made myself. I don't know if you remember it, or I don't know if you saw my I think it's the last or the video before that. In it, I will link it in below this video, how I made this booklet. So this booklet has like this beautiful cover from beautiful wrapping paper, gift paper, and I just stuck in a couple of colored papered leaves, and I stapled it, and this is what came out of it. And this is today's drawing, and I really love how it turned out. This is again, you know, my husband brings me flowers, and I am lucky. I'm lucky to have my husband in my life who brings me flowers. I really love him. And he, you know, he surprises me with them from time to time, and I really like to sketch them. And this is the it was yesterday's drawing, and I written here, be the change you wish to see in the world. And it was the International Day of Peace yesterday, if you didn't know it. It was 21st of September. I hope I can get this video out today. So you know, I don't have any more drawings for you, but I hope I will soon. I hope you liked this video. If you did, hit the like button below. And I'm inviting you to participate in this challenge that I'm hosting on Instagram. All of the info that you need is on my website, craftmadesimple.com, so don't forget to visit. All of the links that I promise you are in the description area below this video. And that's it. Have a wonderful day, and until next time, bye!